In this video, we're going to clean and inspect the rooftop of our motorhome. Stay tuned. Once a year, it's recommended that you get on top of your RV or motorhome and clean the roof really well and inspect it for problems that might be occurring. People look at me kind of funny when I say I'm going to mop the roof, so I wanted to share with you what that looks like and how we do it. You'll see people talk about using Simply Green and other cleaning agents up there. Those may be fine, but there is some question about those chemicals and your paint because some of the spillover is going to get on the side of your rig, and you need to know what that's going to do to your paint and what risk you carry. So we use what Tiffin recommends for cleaning this, which is water, vinegar, and baby shampoo. I read a lot of places trying to find the right mixture of these three ingredients, and I ended up, after reading numerous forums and websites and Facebook groups, going with 2.5 gallons of water, half a cup of vinegar, and 1/4 cup of baby shampoo, and that seemed to work really well. Then you apply some elbow grease. I don't know the quantity exactly of the elbow grease, but and I also apologize for the angle of this video. Sometimes when you're doing this, you don't think about, the angle that you're shooting. But you literally just mix that in a bucket, bring a spray hose up with you, and clean the roof. And after you mop a certain area, rinse that off, get that soap off there, make sure you didn't miss anything, and either redo that spot or move on to the next spot. This seems to work really well. I can show some before and after. And honestly, ours was not really bad, even though it's been 1.5 years and we didn't really, I literally didn't do this until recently. So we waited 1.5 years just because I totally forgot, honestly. Sometimes you'll see a lot of black stuff growing up there on the roof. One of the reasons to keep it clean is so that it doesn't become slippery when it is wet up there. If you're up there to work on the air conditioner or anything, you don't want it to become conditions where that could become slippery and dangerous. Also, I think the very best reason to do it, although safety is very important, it's very good to clear all the crud off there so you can see damage. So the next thing we're going to do is inspect the entire roof for any damage that we can find, little dings and nicks and whatever, and get those buttoned up until we can get the roof taken care of by professionals. And so we use a Turnabond to put on top of any little dings that we see. And then we're also going to inspect all the seals in different areas, and I'll show you closer up of that after we get finished cleaning the roof. This is definitely one of those jobs that's very rewarding because the before and after is pretty stark, honestly. Even though ours wasn't super bad, the difference is pretty telling that over time it is good to keep these things cleaned off. I'll show some other areas of the rig afterwards and versus before, and you'll see the difference. This end of the motorhome was under a tree, so you can see a lot more dirt and then that piece of a Turnabond that we applied a while back. And some people I know will get up here, and although most of this dirt will come off with a mop pretty easily, they want to get every little thing off there, and they use other chemicals that I think is questionable on the value of scrubbing off every little bit, so I don't do that. And then the next step is, you can see this thick seal around the vent cover here, and everything on the roof that has that thick seal, those should still be pliable. Over time they get harder. You want to push on them with your finger in several places, make sure they're still kind of soft, and you want to look for cracks and exposure. So anything that would let water in, you want to get that sealed up. And last but not least, you want to add a good UV protectant. 303 is what we see mentioned a lot online, and we applied it to our rooftop, and this will help protect it from the sun over the years and prolong the life of your roof. So 303, we have no affiliation with them. It's just what we use because people we trust use it as well. Well, as I sit here enjoying my favorite cold beverage, Diet Mountain Dew, I'm pondering the mopping of the rooftop of any RV. And it seems to me perhaps the best reason I've heard is to enable you to do a more thorough inspection and find problems. If it's dirty and messy, you won't see things that need attention. You won't catch things early like you could on a squeaky clean, white, new looking rooftop. So it doesn't take long to do. We used the mix that I described for the solution. it did a good job of cleaning. I just used a little squirt of water to rinse things off, and then letting it dry before applying the UV protectant.